Allow us, Minister.
Yeah, you are quite impatient. What's happening?
Minister, in Libya, sending a Turkish troop in Libya, it's against the resolution of the United Nations. How the Europeans are going to deal in this case?
Well, what Libya urgently needs is de-escalation and not more troops. So, as you know, the Germans are busy trying to organize a peace conference. They have their full support, and diplomatic talks are the only way forward for Libya.
Do you have, as a European, enough tools to convince the Turkish to stop sending the troops, or at least to withdraw them back?
Well, our position will be clear towards Turkey. We attach great importance to good relations with Turkey, but also are clear on that we expect Turkey to play a constructive role. We are, of course, a large neighbor, and we act as a large neighbor. We want to cooperate with Turkey wherever possible, but are also clear if we think their behavior is not helpful in reaching an agreement.
My last question, if you allow me, being a member of NATO, this is, I'm talking about Turkish, this is putting you in hold, can make you not to work correctly? I mean,
to explain.
Turkish as a member of NATO, making the European not to act in a free way?
We call on Turkey as our neighbor, also as a NATO member, to behave in a constructive way in the international theater. And we think indeed that sending troops to Libya is not helpful in reaching a solution, so we are clear about that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Look, Adam Parsons from Sky News. Do you trust America and Iran to do the right thing now?
Well, it's very important that both parties now contribute to de-escalation. We closely cooperate with the US in the anti-ISIS coalition, and that's for good reason. ISIS is a threat for Europe and for the Netherlands, and that's why we cooperate with the US, and of course we have a strong commitment to continue. With regard to Iran, there's much to blame Iran for their very negative role in the region, their support for terrorist organizations, their development and use of ballistic missiles. With regard to the specific nuclear agreement, the JCPOA, the Dutch position has always been that as long as Iran fulfills the criteria, we will fulfill these criteria too, because the development of nuclear weapons in the Middle East, anywhere in the world, but especially in the Middle East, is of such a danger to all of us that we should do our utmost to avoid it.
And if it turns out that Iran did, even if inadvertently, shoot down this passenger airline, what sanctions do you think are open to the European Union to increase the pressure on the country?
Well, it is indeed very likely that the plane has been shot down by Iranian missiles. It's important that independent research makes clear what exactly happens. And then, of course, it's dependent on the outcome and the Iranian reaction to that outcome, what should be the next step. But let's first wait for this independent investigation. Unfortunately, the Netherlands has the experience of the MH17 investigation, so we offered our full support to Canada to share our experiences.
Thank you.